All right, friends, let's be honest here. Working in a restaurant can really suck. But also, there's so many good benefits to working in a restaurant. It's super flexible. You can get your shift covered at a drop of a hat. Say you want to go out of town tomorrow, you could literally find somebody most likely to come and work your shift. Even that morning, hey, does somebody want my shift tonight? A lot of times people will say yes, unless you work with shitty people who never pick up, then they kind of suck. Serving and working in a restaurant or bartending allows you the freedom to be able to do other things with your life. You can go to school, you can pursue a career, you can build a business. You have so much free time and you're making really good money for not a lot of hours. But some of the biggest cons is it's physically, emotionally, and mentally taxing. It literally hurts your soul sometimes. And you get shit from everywhere. You're getting shit from the customers. You're getting shit from management, from their management, sometimes from your fucking coworkers. It's not the easiest job, but it's really great for what it is. So here are some self-care tips for servers or bartenders or really anybody who works in the service industry to help make your life feel a little bit simpler. Number one, it's okay to sleep in. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna be your saving grace right now. It is okay to sleep in. I have been serving 4 years, and something that always peeves me is when you have a family member or somebody who's not in the service industry who doesn't get it, calling you at 8 a.m., even 10 a.m. and being like, why are you still asleep? Why are you still in bed? And it's because I got home from work at 2 a.m. and I wasn't able to wind down until 3 a.m. So yes, I slept in. I deserve to get the same amount of sleep as other people. I'm a huge sucker for the hustle, for the morning routines, for the it girl, that girl, whatever journey. There's so many books like the 5 a.m. Club. There's so much self-help and health media being shoved down your throat that you need to wake up at 7 a.m., 6 a.m., 5 a.m. to be successful. But how are you gonna get home from work at 2 a.m. and be asleep by 3:30 and then get up at 5? That's an hour and a half of sleep. Even to get up at 8, what is that? That's 4.5 hours of sleep. And a lot of people, bartenders especially, get home super late from work. Say your shift ends at midnight, takes a half hour to get home, that's 12:30, you need to wind down, get ready for bed, that's 1:30. Here's what you're gonna do. Whatever time you end up going to bed, do the math, and add on your recommended 8 hours. Sleep is so good for your well-being, for your mental health, your physical health, for your stress levels. You'll get less grays if you sleep more. But I don't need to tell you about the benefits of sleep because just Google it. There's a million benefits of getting adequate sleep. It's one of the most important things you can do for your health is sleep. You heard it here first. Sleep in. Tip number 2, related to tip number 1, having a nighttime routine when you get off from work. It is really important when you get home to really take the time to wind down before you go to bed. It's almost sometimes I want to get revenge. What is it? Revenge sleep or something? I spent all of these hours on my feet working hard saying, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, sir, no, sir. And I get home and it's I can finally decompress. This is my me time. I can relax. And I almost don't want to go to sleep. I just want to keep watching TV or something like that because it finally feels like I'm getting time to myself to just relax and do whatever I want to do. After a hard shift and you're running around, you're super stressed out, you have all these this mental to-do list as you're going through your shift. You're wired after a shift. Something I like to do is put on a 10-minute wind down, bedtime, yoga, whatever. All it is 10 minutes to stretch my body, kind of relieve some of the pressure from my joints. Those non-slip shoes are awful on your feet. And for me, it's awful on my hips. And I'm always hunched over to take orders and things like that. Surfing is hard on the joints. And it doesn't have to be yoga. It could just be simply a deep stretch or maybe a meditation when you get home to just kind of relax and do something that calms all of the noise that is going on in your head and that kind of relaxes all the physical stress that you've been holding in your body for the past few hours. If you have to have a bedtime snack, because I know I'm starving after a shift, try to keep it to something light or liquidy, like a smoothie or maybe some yogurt, because it is going to affect your sleep if you eat really heavy after your shift and you're starving and everything smells good, and some places give you a shift meal and it's half off, so you get the heaviest thing on the menu, which is a burger. Your body isn't really sleeping because it's still digesting all the food you just ate. So trying to eat something light or nothing at all before you go to bed can really help you get a proper amount of sleep. I don't know if you're a morning shower person or a night shower person, but sometimes just taking a shower to have that heat wash off the night, to have some tea, and then to not have any screens when you get home. When I get home, sometimes I like to just sit in my car and like scroll. So give yourself like a 15-minute scroll time, go up, have your like bedtime snack if you must, take a shower, rinse it all off, do some little bedtime yoga, and then read a book or do something. Prepare your body and your mind for a good night's sleep. And then you set your alarm and you get your 8 hours. Which leads me to tip number 3, skip the shift drink. I know, you've been taking care of people all night and it's super stressful and they're drinking and they're having the time of their lives and they're like yelling at you to like go do this and go do that and they need this and that. And like you just want some type of vice to decompress. All of your coworkers just want to go out and like talk shit about the night and things like that. And there's the bar next door and it's right on the way home and all of your friends are going to be there. Guess what? You just spent 4 to 8 hours with these people and all they're going to do is recap how shitty they felt their night was. So just skip it. You're not missing anything. You know, they might get really drunk or whatnot, and then you're gonna come home, you're gonna have a terrible sleep, you're gonna sleep in too late the next day, you're gonna feel really shitty about yourself, and then guess what? You're back at your shift and you're doing it again. I know a lot of times too, that's like a little bit of team building to go out and like vent with everybody else. So give yourself like one night a week. On Fridays, I will go out with my coworkers. Every other night, I'm gonna go home and like take care of myself, take care of my mental self, take care of my physical self, take care of my sanity. Let's be real. And like, who cares? Who wants to go and rehash the night? So yes, skip the shift drink. What is this, tip number 4? Tip number 4, you skipped the shift drink. You came home, you did your lovely night routine, you made sure you got 8 hours of sleep, say you're waking up 9, 10 a.m., something like that. Have a morning routine. I don't wanna hate on anybody who is a career server because like I said, there are many benefits to serving, but the majority of people that I've worked with want to do something else. So this is where I think it's extremely important to have a morning routine. One of my favorite books that have changed my life is The Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod, and he designed the perfect morning routine. But this is your time set aside in the morning to really work on your personal development, to really work on your mindset, to really work on setting up the day so that the time between your morning routine and your shift, you're able to tackle the steps that you need to do to achieve your dreams that are outside of the restaurant. So with the Hal Elrod Miracle Morning Routine, he mentions his 6 savers. It's silence, affirmation, visualization, exercise, reading, and scribing. The silence being meditation and the scribing being journaling. The way that I do it every morning is I wake up, I take care of my cat, I make my lemon water, I start my coffee. I do 5 minutes of a guided meditation, 5 minutes of a morning yoga to wake up my body from sleep. Then I read a list of affirmations. For me, cold reading a script is my version of the visualization aspect because I'm an actor. Then I read 20 minutes from like some kind of self-help book or finance book or like learning a new skill type book. And then I journal for 10 minutes. And if I don't know what to journal about, I will start with 10 things that I'm grateful about. But having this morning routine is extremely important to making sure that you are taking that time in the morning first thing to set yourself up for success and to put yourself into a positive mindset so that you're bringing that to your shift. Which leads me to tip number 5. There is a quote, and I got it from an article that a chef posted once, and it's, "Life is too short to be mediocre." You're spending so many hours at this restaurant. You know, and it could be you work 1 shift a week. It could be you work 5 shifts, 6 shifts a week. You do doubles on the weekends, whatnot. There is a good portion of your time that is going to working into this restaurant. So tip number 5 is to be the best server, bartender, busser, runner, food runner, line cook, hostess that you can be. But for the hours that you're there, I have a name for it. I have like an alter ego sometimes when I am on top of my serving game, and I call her Susie Server. When I'm Susie Server, I am best at customer service. I am the best at sales. Like, I will give you the best restaurant experience you could ever have. Like, it's almost like a game to me. And here's the thing, you spend so much time there, so why feel unhappy while you're there? Also, if I'm going to my shift and I'm just doing the bare minimum, or I'm just kind of like miserable the whole time or something like that, then I'm practicing mediocrity. And because I'm practicing it for so much time at the restaurant, then I'm bringing that mediocrity into everything else I do in life because I've practiced being mediocre. But if I'm going in and I'm giving 110% at something that I may not necessarily love, imagine what a good job I do then for things that I do love. I'm conditioning myself that no matter what my circumstances, I'm giving 110%. And I'm gonna be honest, like that's not every single night. Sometimes it's really hard. But if you go in, maybe have a little mantra before your shift or something, telling you like, this job is not a means to an end. It is a stepping stone to get me to my next phase in life. And I will use my financial gains to apply it to my dreams. You're gonna go to that shift. You're gonna be the best employee you can be. And guess what? You're gonna carry that throughout the rest of your life. Even if you work your dream job, there may be aspects that you don't like, but you've already practiced to be number one. So you're gonna be number one at everything. Okay, so you're going into your shift. You're having the best mindset. You have a nothing can bring me down type attitude. And then you get that dreaded, awful customer. What are you gonna do? Yeah, you get a little bit of power of kind of putting them in their place sometimes. They're sassy with you, so you're gonna be sassy back, and that feels good because you got your 5 seconds of power that you feel like you don't have your entire shift, but that's not gonna help you in the long run. You're letting their energy affect you. What you're gonna do, you're still gonna be Susie server, Stevie server. I don't know, I just tried to come up with a S name. But what Susie server would do, she kills them with kindness. She understands that that moment in time may not be about her. It's really, honestly, it's not about her. The way people treat you has nothing to do with you. It is just a projection of what's going on inside of them onto you. You don't know what a shitty day that person had, and they don't know what a shitty day that you had. Even if they're so annoying and difficult and you can't stand them, give them some grace, because guess what? You only have to deal with them for only a couple of hours. They have to deal with themselves for the rest of their lives. That's it. That's all I gotta say on that one. You suck, sir. See you never again. Until they come back. But even still, you don't gotta take them home with you. And speaking of not taking them home with you, tip number 7 is, for the most part, unless you are a manager or some weird contract or something like that, you are hourly, not salary. So don't bring your work home with you. Sometimes I will find myself dreading an upcoming shift. And what's happening is, instead of enjoying the present moment in front of me, I'm ruminating on this upcoming shift. And therefore, I'm mentally living inside that shift. And guess what? For those hours, minutes, seconds, whatever, I'm not getting paid. I'm not getting paid to come home and be really upset about what happened that night, or talk about it on the phone with my mom, or all the next day, or stressing about not getting shifts, or stressing about a shitty customer or something like that. You're not getting paid for that time. So don't give your free time to that. Does that make sense? Because you are hourly, not salary, so don't take it home with you. If you need to use the ride home to call your mom, friend, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, and vent for just that time, it's totally fine. Your commute, we'll count that as part of your shift. But once you get home and once you walk in that door, you leave all of the stupid work bullshit at the door. Let it go. Just let it go, because back to our mantra, this job is temporary, it is not a means to an end, and it is a stepping stone to be able to achieve your wildest dreams. And that's all the tips I have for today. I hope this helps. I hope you have a wonderful shift if you're going to work tonight, tomorrow, whatever. Have the best shift and be the best you that you can be, because that's all that you're in control of. Everything else, it's not in your control. And nobody's gonna die if they don't get their lobster spaghetti. Just throwing it out there. We are not saving lives. It is not life or death. And hopefully it'll be a really good job for you. All right, thank you so much. If you have any self-care tips for servers that you would like to share, feel free to leave them in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.